power we've been hungering after for so long is now ours. We'll begin the conquest at Cloud Tower.
Hey, what's up you guys? It's Abby Andrew and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing a video that I've been planning out for so long and I'm so excited to share it with you guys today. And it's going to be outfits inspired by the Trix from the Winx Club. If you're not familiar with the Winx Club, it's a show that was popular, I think around maybe like 2003, 2004-ish or so, at least in the United States. It's actually a cartoon that originated in Italy and then it came over to the US from a couple of different translation companies, but I grew up watching the 4Kids TV version on Saturday morning cartoons and it was such a nostalgic part of my childhood. As I got older, I got into cosplay. I ended up cosplaying Stella from the Winx Club a few years ago. I have a video of that on my channel. And then while I was making that cosplay, I actually rewatched the first couple seasons and it still held up. I still enjoyed it. So anyway, I actually did have a whole other video planned that I'm going to be posting very soon as well for outfits inspired by the Winx Club main Winx Club with fairies. But I actually ended up filming the Trix outfits video first because I love the Trix so much. Even growing up, even as a young kid, they are my favorite characters. Their whole vibe is just so cool and so badass and just like everything about them I feel like still influences my fashion to this day. The Winx Club in general influences my fashion to this day, but especially the Trix. And if you guys don't know, there was actually a live action Winx Club that came out earlier this year in January, and I had been so excited to watch it, but of course, I could make a whole other video about my thoughts on that, but I ended up not being the biggest fan, and one of the major reasons, the fashion was so not what I was hoping it would be. The fashion in the Winx Club cartoon was so fabulous, over the top, sparkly, bright colors. I get that some people thought it was like a modern take, but if you actually look at the fashion of the characters, it's not stylish whatsoever. They did these weird choices, like one character's wearing like a puffer jacket with shorts and high socks or boots or something, like things from all different seasons. Like the outfits didn't even make any sense. So it's one thing to try to like modernize it and make it more realistic and darker and whatever else they wanted to do, but it ended up just like completely lacking style in my opinion. And that was part of what inspired me to put these outfits together, is like what the characters would have looked like in my version of the live action. So I will be posting a version of that of the Winx Club main fairies, but I also wanted to do it for the Trix as well. And if you're not familiar with the live action, I was very disappointed about this as well. The other big thing was that they got rid of the 3 Trix witches and they kind of consolidated them into one character, which they called Beatrix, which somebody else pointed out in a video that her name is literally Beatrix. Like they couldn't be any more creative than that. They put the 3 Trix witches to Beatrix. I guess someone really thought that was clever, I don't know. But yeah, I was not a fan of her either. But anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna keep ranting about the live action forever if I don't just jump into this. I wanted to make the outfits that I would have styled if I was styling the Winx Club witches in this case. Of course, I wanted to go with the Y2K sort of vibe for my Winx Club Trix video because the original cartoon did have a lot of Y2K style, and then on top of that, the Y2K fashion world is really making a resurgence. So that's why I think the live action Winx Club was a really big missed opportunity for the fashion world, because it was the perfect time to do a remake of something that was popular in the Y2K era during a time when Y2K was making a resurgence. So they completely missed the mark on that in my opinion, because they could have really brought in some awesome fashion pieces into this. So I wanted to kind of recreate that in my own Trix outfits. So Icy, Darcy, and Stormy are the names of the 3 witches that were the main villains in the Winx Club original cartoon. They all had unique powers and personalities, but they were just very dark and edgy compared to the main bright and bubbly Winx Club girls. So Icy had ice powers and she was kind of like the leader. Stormy could control the weather, thus the name Stormy. And then Darcy was kind of more on like the sassy attitude side, and she had psychic powers. So Darcy was actually my favorite of the 3. So let's just jump into starting with Icy. So for Icy, I had to do the iconic high ponytail. I'm actually wearing the wig here called Lennox from Rene of Paris. This is actually, the color is called Pastel Pink, and if you look really closely you can see slight hints of pink in it, but I thought it also was close enough to white that it worked for an Icy inspired look. Now, of course, for this video, I thought I would have some fun and try out the Trix little triangle makeup under the eyes. But then again, these outfits I would totally just wear normally, and if I was to wear them out of the house, then I wouldn't wear that makeup probably. Although it ended up actually looking a lot cooler when I put it on than I expected it to, and I actually kind of love the style. But I ended up rocking it with this really cute short mini skirt. This was originally from Dolls Kill a couple years ago. I also ended up pairing the skirt with this really cute kind of fake diamond look because I thought that the diamonds were kind of reminiscent of ice. So I thought it kind of brought in more of the icy vibe to her look. These feather sleeves absolutely give me life. I love this shirt so much, and this was from Shein. All of the items that I can find online still I will link below. Originally I was going to try the top buttoned up, but then I thought this blue tube top fit the vibe really well, so I ended up just wearing it open with the blue tube top underneath. I really like the way these fishnets also make the outfit slightly more on the edgy side rather than veering too on the cute side, which is reserved more for like the Winx Club fairies. And then I also paired it with these really cute little white ankle boots. I just love boots in general. The look for Icy might have been my favorite to put together because I think a lot of the pieces came from different places. It doesn't exactly look like any of her specific outfits from the show, but that wasn't really my goal in this case. I was just kind of trying to create something that had like an Icy vibe to it, and I think it came out pretty well. I think I did end up liking how it came out. Okay, now moving on to Darcy's outfit.
Time to shed the disguise and be myself once again.
Darcy's outfit was also really fun to get put together, but it was a little bit more on the simple side. So for the pants, I ended up trying these really cute velvet bell bottoms. These are originally from Shein as well. I will link them below. These pants turned out to be super comfortable and fit really well, so I really like these. For the shirt, I was kind of between a couple of different purple shirts that I had, but I ended up going with this purple sequiny tube top. This is something that I got in a thrift store so long ago. I don't even remember when I got it, but I absolutely love this piece. It's one of my favorite thrift finds that I've ever gotten because it's just so unique and so cool. And I kind of bet this might have been handmade by someone at some point, but I just really like the whole look of it. I also paired the tube top with a fishnet shirt. This shirt is actually a pair of fishnet tights that I bought on Amazon and just cut. So if you ever want to do something like that, I will link the fishnets that I used below. It's way cheaper than just buying a fishnet top. For some reason, fishnet tops are always marketed as more expensive because they're less common, whereas all you have to do is turn a pair of cheap fishnet tights into the top and you can do it for like $6 or less. For the necklace, I went with this crystal ball necklace because it kind of went along with the psychic kind of vibe because Darcy does have psychic powers. I also bought these sunglasses from Shein because Darcy does wear these kind of orange lens sunglasses that look so awesome. These sunglasses almost would have been perfect, but they ended up being so much bigger than I expected them to be. Is it just me or do these sunglasses seem huge? Like they ended up being so much bigger than I expected them to be. They were almost perfect if I could just like shrink them down a little bit. So I also liked the look of it with these smaller purple sunglasses because these are more of the size I was going for, and purple still fits Darcy's vibe overall, even though her sunglasses in the cartoon are actually a yellow kind of amber shade. The purple still fit the vibe. As for the boots, I went with these boots from Current Mood from Dolls Kill that I bought a couple years back, and yeah, I thought these just really kind of completed the look, especially with the bell bottoms. It kind of raised them up off the ground enough to kind of have that bell bottom effect rather than having them drag on the floor. That's another thing about Shein pants, is for some reason they run big and they're always extremely long. So I might actually end up raising the hem of these pants because they are super long on me, but with heels they do work. For the wig for Darcy, I actually was going to use a different wig originally, but then when I filmed this video, I couldn't find that wig. Like, how do you lose a wig? I have no idea. Originally, I was going to use the wig Royce from Amour in the color Milk Tea R, which is kind of like a light brown color. I didn't really have an exact match for Darcy, but I thought it still worked for an overall kind of Trix-inspired outfits video. But because I couldn't find that wig, I ended up going with another wig, which is called Lavish Waves in the color Marble Brown. And this wig I think actually worked pretty nicely because it does have these blonde highlights, and Darcy does have those blonde streaks in the front, so it kind of had that kind of vibe to it. But I'm still on the hunt for like a perfect Darcy wig. I might end up maybe dyeing one on my own at some point to make a really accurate Darcy wig, but I thought either of these wigs kind of fit the vibe as well. And last but not least is Stormy's outfit.
That's enough! Tornado Thunder!
I really did love how Stormy's outfit came out, but I did feel like it was a little bit more on the lazy side on my part because it was a two-piece set. It's this really cute two-piece set from Dolls Kill from the brand Current Mood that I got a whole bunch of years ago. It just really had the right color scheme for Stormy, so I felt like it was a really good fit. And between the color of this two-piece set paired with this wig, I thought it was just such Stormy vibes. So the wig is called Devine Wavez in the color Lilac Cloud from the Rene of Paris Muse collection, which is a really awesome limited edition collection, but they're still available now if you want to go check them out. And this color is just one of my favorites of all time because it's bright and colorful and fun, but it's not like costumey and shiny, so it's such a really perfect wig for wanting to have colorful hair but not have it risk looking like a crappy costume wig. So I really absolutely love this wig, one of my favorites of all time. I also paired the two-piece set with these really awesome skull tights. I'm pretty sure I got these from Shein a couple years ago as well, so if they are still available online, I will link them in the description. And then I ended up wearing the same shoes for this look as well, but I thought these shoes really did fit the vibe perfectly for both looks, for both Darcy and for Stormy. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of these three outfits. Do you think these would have been good looks for the live action Winx Club? Did you watch the live action Winx Club? Did you watch the cartoon Winx Club? Leave all your thoughts and comments below. I know some people really liked the live action and some people really hated it. I did watch the whole thing, but sometimes watching it felt like a chore. I'll make a whole separate video talking about the live action as well because I do have a ton of thoughts on it, and even though I didn't love it, I'm still excited to see what they do with the next season, so I feel obligated to watch it as a Winx cosplayer and a Winx fan. Definitely subscribe if you want to see my Winx Club inspired outfits video because it's going to be coming soon as well, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.